How we doing, everyone? My name is Tommy Birch. Welcome back to Tsunami Talk. Today I have a guest, JUCO product, senior running back for UMass, Ellis Merriweather. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I appreciate you having me. Crazy thing is, I actually got my Garden City shirt on right here too. So
Really?
perfect
Yeah.
time.
All right, that's perfect. We'll get back to that later. All right. So to start off, just to let the people know who you are, Ellis racked up 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground last season for the Minutemen. And you were actually the first UMass player to rush for 1,000 yards since you guys joined the FBS. Did you know that?
Yeah, they told me about it after the season last year, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's pretty cool. It's a huge accomplishment for anybody to rush for 1,000 yards in the FBS. So being able to do that is pretty cool.
No doubt.
So let's talk about your life before UMass, Garden City. So you started off as a lower tier prospect, but you made your way to Garden City Community College. And during your first official season, when you got the opportunity, you played pretty well. You had a couple high intensity games, saw a couple 70s, 80s, 90s rushing yard games. So how was the experience at Garden City?
It was good. I kind of came in there as a young dude. Like it was a powerhouse JUCO, so there was a lot of Power 5 bounce backs, a lot of really talented dudes that might just not have got like the school what they needed to take care of and other reasons. But I was around a lot of competitors and a lot of great people whose only mentality and mindset was to win. So it was perfect situation for me, perfect environment. So like I was coming in as like the third string running back, but at the same time, we ran the ball like 70 times to 80 times a game. So like it really was okay. I was taking hits off my body and still learning as a young dude. But the biggest thing was I got to get the game time experience as a young guy so I could really understand like what it takes to be a real running back at the next level.
All right. Well, so that helped you get to UMass. So that helped prepare you for the next level, right? Mm-hmm. So once you got to UMass, what was the difference like with it in Garden City?
Just like I'd probably say it was a lot less. Like I came from a powerhouse junior college. UMass probably wasn't considered a powerhouse football team when I got there. So I'd probably say just maybe like the culture a little bit, but I say that very lightly because, I mean, we still had a lot of great coaches and a lot of great people who were trying to instill the mindset to what it takes to win. But I just feel like just between Garden City and my experience personally is probably just the culture and just the mindset. Just because when you come off a 0-12 season, 1-11 season, sometimes it might be hard for some dudes to like understand. You got to watch that out and try and accomplish the goal that you have for the upcoming season. At Garden City, when I got there, they had just won the national championship, and then we went back. This is what the shirt is for. But we went back to the national championship my second year there. So it just the winning was the culture over there for a period of time, and I was in the prime of it. UMass, they've had their winning seasons, and we're trying to get back to that now. But I think that the difference was just that at that time, the culture that I walked into in junior college, it was all about winning from the moment you woke up to the moment you went to sleep. It was football, football, football. And I can honestly say that it was literally like the Alabama junior college.
Yeah, I mean, like you come from you go to a school that's been constantly winning for years at the JUCO level. Like it's going to be different than going to a school that just joined the FBS in 2016, right?
Right.
I mean, you guys had a lot of success like in the late 90s, stuff like that in FCS, but
exactly.
It's a change of pace, but that happens for every team. You guys are going to fight through the adversity. Division
No
I
doubt.
athletes.
No doubt.
So, what made you choose UMass?
It really was just like when I stepped on campus, I just felt kind of different. I felt it was a great opportunity for me to step into. It was a big role that was in front of me for the taking, and I've always been somebody who kind of prides myself on taking advantage of the opportunity. And I would rather be the underdog than being on a loaded team and just be an average role player. I'd rather be the star player or just somebody who is a leader and can be counted on a lesser team, just to show people that it doesn't matter where you're at, because as long as the culture within the environment is where it needs to be, then winning will come regardless. So, yeah, I just thought it was a great opportunity. And when I stepped on that campus on that visit, I just felt the love, and I just felt like it was the perfect opportunity for me personally to get the job done, because they really take care of school too. Like, you got to take care of school when you come up here. It's a really good institution. So you're challenged on the field and off the field. So it's never really no downtime. So it was when they told me that it was a top, at the time it was like a top 20, top 25 public school in America. I was just like, yeah, I think this might be the spot for me, because I can grow on the field and off the field.
Yeah, because we're students first, athletes second.
100%.
We're going to college. Yeah, so
as corny as it sounds, but I mean it's 100%. Because now that I have my degree, like, I feel a lot better about myself, and my mom's happy. So it's you put the work in, but like it really helps you. And I got a lot of opportunities that present themselves right now. Even though football season, my football career isn't over, but it's that going to school and making sure that you're actually taking care of your work and taking advantage of the opportunities and resources that they provide. Like it push you in a way better position than other people who just go there to party every day. So
yeah, and I mean, I think the best way that I've ever heard it might be like, might sound dumb. It's, we're student athletes, not athlete students.
Yeah, for sure,
so,
for sure.
Work on yourself off the field and on the field. So,
100%.
All right, let's talk about football. You were talking about how you got one more year left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for football for you, when did you start playing? Why?
I started playing when I was 7. I was 6. It was just something to keep me out of trouble, keep me busy. My parents, like, they the ones who kind of threw a ball in my hands, but I always been a basketball player. So, like, I thought I was going to the NBA. I was training and preparing to go to D1 for basketball, like, my whole college career. My whole high school career, excuse me. But, yeah, I started playing football when I was 6. Started playing basketball when I was 3. So for those first 3 years, it was just basketball. And then, one day it was, because it was a certain age limit where you could play tackle football, and the age limit was 6. I didn't play flag football. So, yeah, once that time came, he was just like, well, so-and-so's about to go sign up for football tryouts. Like, is that something you want to do? I was just like, I guess, yeah. So when I went there, I got the pads and got my helmet fitted and everything, got the little $1 mouthpiece you can get from Walmart. And then, yeah, man, it was just like, as soon as they gave me the ball, like, I just worked magic. And, like, I really can't explain it. I just remember, like, every time I touched the ball, I scored a touchdown. So, my dad, he recorded every game. After the games, we'll sit down and watch the film. Like, at 6 years old, 7 years old, we'll watch the film. And then we'll also watch, like, the greatest running backs of all time. So you got Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, like Larry Zonka. Like, it was all, like, the greatest running backs on there. So I used to watch that tape, like, literally every single day. We didn't have cable. So, like, I was using that VCR for sure. But, yeah, that's kind of how it started. And then after that, it just kind of took off, like I said, it was just playing sports was just something to keep me out of trouble and keep my head on straight. So, I was doing AAU basketball. Then AAU basketball is over with. Then I go to league football. Then once league football is over with, then it's league basketball. Then after league basketball is competition football, like, because, like, it's not AAU football, but they still had, like, their own travel league after the All-Star game. So, like, just nonstop 365 days, like, I'm doing something, playing a sport. So really it was just to keep me active and in shape and out of trouble. But at the same time, like, the more and more, like, I started to play, the more and more I started to see how good I was. Other people started to see how good I was. And I just naturally gravitated towards it mentally, because just that competitive edge, I don't know, like, just the way I grew up, like, it feels good to be able to run out there and release some adrenaline and some energy, So, yeah.
That's a good answer. I couldn't ask for better than that. So, speaking of, like, you're talking about the competitive edge, like, what motivates you to work hard and succeed?
Just, I come from humble beginnings, man. So, not to get I don't want to get too much into detail about it, but it's just, I've seen my parents at their worst, and I've seen them at their best, and fighting claw to get to that top. So I know what it feels like to be at the bottom, and just that feeling, like, I never want to go back to it. And when I was 7 years old, like my mom told me, like the only way I go to college is if I get a scholarship because they can't pay for it. So like when I was 7, I really locked that in my head and was just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So of course you got growing pains. Of course, like life hits you, and once you get to high school, I'm sure you know what it is. Like it's a lot of distractions and stuff. But I kind of always just made sure to keep my head on straight, and I was kind of like a popular loner for real. But like it kept me out of trouble. Like everybody knew me, but like they knew that I wasn't tolerating any BS, and I just kept my head on straight. So the motivation, it's just for myself, it's for my family, my future family, but also just taking pride in like being a good teammate, a good leader, and like just trying to win. At the end of the day, like I'm just trying to win. Like that's the simplest way I could put it.
Yeah. All right. Well, working hard and doing all that for your family, respectable. Totally understand that. And well, so your dad was huge into helping you with football, like watching film, all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that, like, what's your favorite part of football? Like, is it the environment? Is it like what you had with your dad growing up? Is it the brotherhood? Like,
yeah, I'd probably say like if you asked me that question like in high school, like senior year, like 4 or 5 years ago, I would have said it was the scoring touchdowns and like getting the long runs, But now like it's definitely just the locker room, and like when you're around like a good team, a good environment, a good culture, like you appreciate it so much more. So I definitely say now that like I'm a little more mature, that like I appreciate the locker room and my teammates and just like the staff, like just everybody, like just the laughs, the jokes in the meeting rooms, like just the weight room sessions, like everything, just because it's at the end of the day, like now I know that I can go on that field and do what I need to do. But the thing that makes it fun is because it's a lot more of a business now than it is like just actually having fun. So I probably say the relationships that I've been able to build for sure.
you're giving me really good answers. You're making my job so easy right now. All right, so I'm on to the fun questions, right? I got a couple things, right? We're just gonna sound off a couple things, right? So, what's your go-to pregame meal or snack?
I barely eat before games. Like like at UMass, we so blessed, bro. Like especially at the home games, the UMass hotel, like they set up a whole thing for us. So like it's so much good food, but I really don't even eat it. I don't touch it before the games. I never really ate before the games. So like honestly, like I'll probably just grab like an omelet and literally that's it.
All right, then how about the post game then? All right.
For sure. Oh yeah. Facts. The post game definitely. So first off, they give us Chick-fil-A. So
Oh,
that's a go. So you get the Chick-fil-A right after the game. Then after that, my teammate, his mom, his parents come to every game, and he's my roommate too. So one of my roommates. So his parents bring like a homemade meal after every home game. So then I get that, okay. And then on top of that, I cook myself. So I would have had some leftovers waiting on me. So I'm getting a good 3 meals to make up for the meals I didn't eat before. So I'd probably say that salmon. I like to make some honey teriyaki salmon with probably some pasta and some broccoli or some kale on the side. So yeah, I get like the best of both worlds, honestly, after the game. So I that's why I have such good games, because I gotta earn the meal after. So that's how I look at it.
and I'm happy for you, but I am so jealous. You know what we get? We get at a D3 program? Protein bars.
Yeah, see, at JUCO, I know the struggle though. Like at JUCO, we didn't even get protein bars. Like our practices would be during dinner. Dinner was at 5 o'clock to 6:30. Practice was 5:45 to 6:30. So by practice, you got to get there a little earlier stretch. So we don't even eat dinner. Like at JUCO, we didn't get to eat dinner. So like sometimes the coaches, they might bring some cheeseburgers after or some ice cream, but like for the most part, you're not really eating. So I definitely understand your struggle, bro. I hope you at least got like your mom's able to send you $10 here and there so you can get a pizza or something, because I know how it is.
Nah, I'm just feeling bad for my fellow linemen over at JUCO. You know what I'm saying? They gotta eat, right?
They sure
Gotta
do.
get their
Yeah,
eats.
we're just eating Wendy's and Little Caesars every day. So probably not the healthiest stuff, but I mean, the $5 pizza though. I mean, it could probably fill you up. It'll probably fill you up enough.
All right, next up, favorite pregame music, like artist, playlist.
That's a good one. I'd probably say Lecrae. I don't know if you know about Lecrae. He's more like a Christian rap, gospel rap. On that, like he's more on that verge, but he's not. He wouldn't identify himself as a Christian rapper, but it's just the stuff he's speaking about is more towards the gospel than it is rather than some other music. So I'd probably say him. And, like my music changes all the time. That's why I say him because he's the most consistent for me. But, yeah, definitely Lecrae, probably number one up top.
I'm going to have to look into him for sure.
For sure, no doubt.
All right, and last up, what's your favorite NFL player ever?
Ever?
Yeah, ever. We can do right now, too. We can do both.
For sure. Yeah, ever. It's gotta be Barry Sanders or like Shady McCoy, just because what
Shady.
they can do with the ball in their hands. Like, I know I'm a bigger running back, so like a lot more people just expect me to be a bulldozer, but like I grew into this body. I didn't used to be this big. So like when I envision what a running back is, that's what a running back is. Somebody who can make somebody miss. That's what a running back used to be. Nowadays that's probably not what a running back's meant for in this new league. But Barry Sanders is Shady just because of the moves that they're making. I studied them so much just to try and be able to incorporate that into my game. And I'm big, but I got a little shake too. So
I mean,
definitely Barry Sanders.
Now we got the Derrick Henrys and the Jonathan Taylors of the league. They're just like bulldozing kids, just straight head down, plow every time. All right, so what about
every now and then?
Hey, I saw your highlights. You got a little shift in you, and I see you running over kids. All right, so what about right now? So I don't know, is Shady your right now, or you got anybody that's in the league like that you just like to watch?
Alvin Kamara. He's actually from like right down the street from where I stay too. So like
really?
I grew up with him, Lorenzo Carter, Miles Autry. Like that Norcross team was stacked and loaded back in high school. So I grew up watching Alvin Kamara throughout his college career, JUCO career. I think he's probably my favorite right now just because of his versatility, and that's what I feel I can provide to the game too. I can catch, I can run, I can pass block if you need me. I can take kick returns and punt returns back too if you need me, but sometimes the coaches probably don't want to put me back there in that position. But I really think that the versatility like him and Christian McCaffrey, that's like I said, I just look at running backs as somebody who can do more than just run through somebody. So like I love watching Derrick Henry and I root for him all the time, but like my favorite running back is Alvin Kamara or I wouldn't even put Christian McCaffrey at a tie. It's Alvin Kamara first.
Yeah, the Swiss Army knives are always fun to watch, what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They can do it all that. All right. I think that's all the questions I got for you, man.
For sure. Appreciate you taking the time out.
Of course. No, thank you for coming on. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you, Ellis, for hopping on and talking to me. I'll head up to the spring game on Saturday. Maybe we can meet up there, whatever.
For sure.
Thanks. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching Tsunami Talk. All right. Everybody have a good one.
All right. Peace.
Peace.